question I've ever had. It was so dumb. But I speak with authority because I've been there.
No
I'm
comment.
not saying this. I think I'm better than you. Like, I know what options face a woman when they're young. But don't do a deal with the devil.
I love that you said there's a choice, because there's a choice. Women choose some bad choices.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your advice for a young married woman?
Don't read that. That looks really bad. I wrote that.
Trust me, I'm having a hard time with these. Who wants to keep her marriage strong?
Put faith at the center of your marriage. Honor him, respect him. It's so funny because I'm such a bull in, like, people think of me as such a bull in the media, but like the only person I listen to is my husband. He's the only person that can get me to change my mind or see a different perspective. And it's just because of the deep respect that I have for him. And like, I just would never. He leads. Let men lead would be another thing. Like, that's, men like to lead, and
the right man.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't be in a situation where I would want to lead a man. Like, doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
Doesn't make me comfortable. Like, let him lead.
I always followed you and your presence in general, because I did know that you came from a similar, not a similar situation, but I do know you came from like a hard situation, and I came from a hard situation. I grew up, I was homeless until I was 13, 14 years old. I was, whatever. And so that's why I took so much from you and everything you say, which is why I wanted to ask you that question, because I did notice, even though you don't talk a lot about being married, I do notice that there is a ring on your finger, and you carry yourself in the presence of a woman who is satisfied and happy and accomplished in life. And I just want to know, like, what can I do to be that? What can I do to be for my husband that woman that I feel like you are for me? And that might sound kind of creepy or a little bit weird.
I think honestly, it's all about honor and respect. And like, it seems crazy to say this, but the Bible, man, you read it and you're just like, man, this had to have been written by God, because it just works. And it talks about that, about letting men lead. And people have, sadly, over the years, just made that seem like it was something that was bad, by pretending it meant like, oh, women are serving husbands and, and they're miserable and things of that nature. But when you pervert the word, when you just pervert the word, period, your life kind of becomes perversion, and so I think just, respect yourself, obviously, but respect your husband and honor him.
And put away the tits.
What'd you say, Chris?
Put away the titties.
This nigga, bro.
He likes my titties. Actually, he's watching this. I'm pretty sure he's gonna watch this.
And then he's 50K people watching
he's
too.
probably gonna. That's fine. Only one of them put a ring on my finger, so that's the only person I care about. That's it. As long as he's okay with my outfit, then everybody else should be okay, because he stood at an altar and vowed to me before God.
All right, just go to the next question.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
would say good question, but that's about it. Okay, next one. What is the best advice you give to a woman
Mine.
in her 20s?
Me.
Was that was you?
That was me.
Cool.
My best advice I give to women in their 20s is to
Upcoming
know,
to their 30s.
is to know that the 30s are better.
Okay.
Because I think that, like, when you're in something again, like, if there seems like there's such permanence, and I hated my 20s because it was nothing but anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't have any money. I don't have a husband. I don't have anybody I can trust. It's just the most anxiety. Like, it's sold to you, like, you're gonna be so free. It's like freedom, like that kind of free. It just sucks. Like, and the best chapter for me has been my 30s. I love it. Like, I absolutely am loving the 30s, as I know who I am. I know who I'm not. I have, a man, a family, and finally I'm like, the 30s felt like a big exhale.
I'm sorry, let me just add a part two to my question. What kept you going in your 20s? Because like you said, you've been through a lot of stuff. And this is stuff that I'm also learning about. I'm sorry. This is also stuff I'm also like learning about you just from seeing you and stuff. But what kept you going? What kept you motivated to keep on going in your career path?
Yeah, I think honestly it was just me being stubborn, because there were definitely moments, and I do wonder, like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, when I had those moments, like, why I kept going. I think I probably started with a chip on my shoulder, like, just to prove that I could do it and I could be something different, like having a mom that didn't graduate high school, like a dad and feeling like every bet was against me. So it probably started with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder and just wanting to prove the world wrong. That damn Kanye song, right? Power.
Yeah,
really,
Power,
it effed me up.
Yeah.
Right?
Fucked you up.
I have Kanye trauma. But yeah, I think I was motivated just to prove people wrong, to prove the statistics wrong. And then, I don't know, I just kept wanting to climb. I just never let go of that, like, I want to do this, I want to get out of debt, I want to do this, like, what else can I do? And I was always looking for an opportunity, always, like, making friends and, willing to work harder. Like I always knew, like I'm gonna outwork you, you know. So if it's between you and me, they're keeping me. You know what I mean?
Thanks. Thank you so much.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
I have a question, Candace, because you said 30s are better. Would you say being a mom and having a husband is the largest component as to why the 30s is better? Because that I guess that pressure to find a husband that you love, admire, and respect, and having a family, and would you say that's like the largest component as to your fulfillment in your 30s?
Yeah. What I would say is, I'm speaking specifically for women.
Okay.
I actually do think it is harder being a woman when you're growing up. It's just so much you got to deal with. I mean, you're like, am I gonna get boobs? Like, am I gonna have like? It's like just so much.
A lot of distractions.
Yeah, like just everything. Like being a young woman. It's very anxiety inducing. Where you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Also, society's pushing you to do things that you don't actually naturally biologically want. Right? Be like a man, climb the ladder. Like it's just like what's being blared at you that you have to do is actually not your natural inclination of what you would want to do, or like this like the message that's blaring is counter to women, really. So feminism just is making us even more anxious because we're doing jobs that we don't even want to effing do, but we're like, we got to be bad just like men. And so I think that the best part of that is, like I said, the exhale and being able to release it, because, and this is again, if you do, you know, get married and establish and go back to tradition and stop fighting your biology, and realize that like actually everything you were sold in school and through the media is a lie and it's counter to what's actually going to make you happy. And when you recognize that and you pursue tradition and honor and respect, like I was just like, oh my gosh, like I made it, because you know why? I have a family. I have my family. I am loved unconditionally. And like, so you lost, world, you know?
I found it interesting because you mentioned that earlier, that you have 2 sons and you have a husband, and then, you know, Fresh asked you, how do you deal with the hate? And you were like, hate? I don't give a fuck. Like, I got a family at home. I got that stable rock. And I think if like more women had that, they wouldn't care about social media so much. They wouldn't care about what their friends think. They wouldn't care about all these distractions that come into a woman's life that kind of take their mind off of what's very important. And I found that very interesting because, like, if we asked the male influencer that maybe that he didn't have a family, they'd care, like, oh, my image, my status, whatever. But for a woman, it's like, I got a family. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
So I found
By
that very
the way,
interesting.
Chris from Rumble one more time says, 50K everyone. Thank you, Candace, for doing the show.
51K.
Our team at Rumble loves what you do.
Shout out to Rumble, man. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Candace.
50K live viewers, 51 and climbing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
All right. A lot of people watching.
We're gonna wrap it up soon because Candace has to go.
Yeah.
Do you plan to pursue public office and or presidency at all?
You know, I never say never, but what I will say is that like I love my life in the home, and I just don't see why I would invite that kind of chaos unless I really felt like, oh, my country needs me and there's nobody else and this is a sacrifice. But I think people that want that, like, you have to be a certain kind of person and probably not a great person. If you like wake up and you're like, I just want to be the president, like, it's like, I don't know if that's like a good person, like personality
I'd
wise.
vote for you.
Thank you.
Me too.
Right now I'm just running behind toddlers, I promise you.
I'd vote for you so quick.
Thank you.
All right, we'll do one more. I know who this is from. Would you ever do celebrity boxing at all?
Oh, wait, who's from Fresh?
Of course.
Dun, dun, dun.
I would not do celebrity box. Oh, you know what? Actually, it depends, because there's a few celebrities I like to box.
Okay.
So, did you say Nikki?
I meant Cardi.
Who would you fight
Cardi.
first?
Who's number one on
Cardi,
the hit
my
list,
bad.
Candace? Who's number
I'll
one?
tell you who's number one on the hit list. Zelensky. I will punch
shit.
Zelensky straight in his face. The money you are taking from Americans right now, dude, Zelensky can get it, okay?
Yeah.
And I would definitively whoop his ass. Like, he's just, I mean, like, just like the audacity.
He's a small guy.
Like, just, yeah, he's obviously a small guy. And the audacity to keep demanding that we all go to work to support whatever he's doing in his little corrupt circle. He's the most punchable face I've ever seen. So it would be Zelensky.
What about a girl?
I don't really feel like there's any girl that I feel like I dislike enough that I want to. It's usually people that are just like lying to the American people, and I'm just like, ooh, I just want to punch you. I don't think. I mean, is there a girl that I have beef with?
A rapper?
No, like it's not even. There's no rapper that I
It
feel
could be any other public figure or anything like that.
like. I have hope. I always say I have hope for Cardi B. Like I want her to like just
There we
change,
go.
like stop rapping about her vagina. You know, like you
Right.
made it. You don't have to do that.
She's
Stop
so
rapping about
mean.
that.
Like is she?
I served her. I actually served her twice.
Mm.
She's so mean.
There is no
Shout
hope
out
for the
to-
hopeless.
So mean.
Cardi B versus Candace Owens, 2025.
I don't know. I can't right now off the top of my head think of any
pushing that, man.
woman
She a black queen, man. Come on, man.
that I reserve that kind of ire for at the moment. But Zelensky, dude.
He gets it.
No, I agree with you on that one, man. You've stolen so much money from us.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So
We'll we have chats or no? Chris?
Yeah, we can read the chats and we're gonna close this out
Yeah.
because Candace got to go, guys. She's had a long day. She had to debate Destiny earlier.
Yes.
That's a pain.
That's
It
tough.
wasn't even a
That's tough.
debate. He was just debating himself. He was just going in circles, like debating weird things. Where I'm like, out of state tuition is 30K. He's like, no, it's not. It's gonna be contrarian. Let me look it up. And then I'm like, and he's like, it's 30K. And then he was like, oh well, that's just out of state. And I'm like, that's what I said. I think you're talking so fast you can't even hear yourself, and you're keep like moving. What are you even debating? Like, do you really care this much about like the price of out of state tuition? Like, I asked him. I said,
He's
what
a
do you
professional
actually?
contrarian.
Yeah,
is
I'm like,
what he
all
is.
you're just doing is like whatever someone says, you say the opposite, like a chat GPT. You know, I'm like, it's raining. He's like, it could be snowing if you're sitting outside. And stuff. I'm like, okay, does that mean anything to you? Like, have some substance. You know, you're a 35-year-old man.
I
kept
respect
saying, I was
Destiny. I
like,
get
you're
along with
35,
him, but
dude.
he's definitely a professional contrarian.
Yeah,
I've told him
and
this a
I
million
can
times. You
respect
argue,
any
argue,
man.
Destiny. Goddamn it.
And if he was 20, I would be fine with it. But I'm just like, you're a 35-year-old man, dude. Like, believe something. Right? I don't even care if something I disagree with. Say it with some hair on your chest. Get out of these, like, this outfit that you're wearing. You're dyeing your hair. It's like, this is not 35-year-old man shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't end well. I think he got pretty upset. But I just, you know, I wish him well. I want everybody to find substance in their life. But at 35, as a grown man, 2 marriages, open marriages, it's like, you just, you gotta. No, I'm not even trying to disrespect him. That's just a fact.
Not
That's a
divorcing,
Wikipedia
right?
page fact. You know, and it's like. People don't follow people and don't listen to people whose lives you wouldn't want. That's what I would say to everybody. And he plays to young people who just want somebody to reinforce their bad ideas. And I'm never going to do that because he did comment on me doing something like this and was like just defending people that had bad lifestyles. And I'm like, why would you want girls to have a bad lifestyle? You're pretending that I'm the monster. I'm sitting across from these people saying like, you're worth more. You can do better. No matter what you've done, your life can change. Don't do this.
Yeah.
And you think you're the hero for being like, oh, Candace doesn't understand. Maybe these girls is what they want. It's like, no, you're a predator in my book. Like, you know that this isn't going to be how women, like, it's not going to fulfill their lives in a positive way. So, anyways, that was a little sidebar just to like say,
cool.
don't follow people that are just being contrarian. Like, make sure they actually are giving you some substance.
I will say this. I've made jokes. I say, you know, women shouldn't be in leadership roles. They shouldn't be in politics. But I will make
One exception.
one exception. I think, Candace, you need to do something in the political world because more women need to hear your message.
Yeah.
And the reality is, unfortunately, men, we can't get through to women the same way. We speak in a certain way where just even before, you're able to interpret what I said and you're able to interpret what she said and you're able to marry the two and let her be happy, whatever it may be. And I think it's very important that there's a female voice that has some logic and reason, etc. And women, a lot of times, don't want to hear what we got to say.
Right.
Yeah.
We need someone that can speak to them. And I think you should really think
And
about getting into
also,
office.
as men,
I genuinely mean that. I'm
we
very
respect
serious.
your opinion, which is crazy.
Yeah,
We
like,
don't-
no, Candace, like,
Because
really.
I just respect men. I'm like, we're different, you know. And I think so much women are trying to change men or to tell men that they're not good. And I'm like, why are we doing that? Like, let men be men, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your message needs to get out there to women because they'll listen to you before they listen to us,
Yeah.
honestly. And I think you'll be able to reach way more women, I think, from a political standpoint.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
man,
can.
You need to get in there. You need to get in there.
That's why I asked that
Yeah, we just
question
smashed it
about
anyway.
public
Yeah.
office.
What's something you never noticed about yourself until someone else told you, IRS?
No, that's part
Me for me?
I-
Is that for me?